Hey folks, welcome to Casting with Kirk. I'm Kirk, so glad you're joining me today. So today I would like to talk to you about a subject called Match the Hatch. And specifically, we're going to talk about colors. Now, when you hear people talk about match the hatch, what they're talking about is when you're on a water system and say you're chasing bass, there are certain bait fish and like crawdads that they go after. You want to try to find lures that imitate what is in that lake and what they're foraging. For instance, say you're on a lake and it has a bunch of bluegill. You want to get something, say, that looks like a bluegill, has some black and some blue, maybe a little bit of yellow mixed in there, some orange, something that mixes up that color of the bluegills. Say you've got shad. Very common, very, very common. So now you're going to look for something that's got white, maybe a little bit of yellow like this has. But you're going to represent what a shad will look like to those fish. Sometimes silver is also another good color for that. Say you've got crawdad. You can go with colors that are brown with some gold. You can even get away with crankbaits, like especially in the springtime, that have red, a little bit of a white belly, dark top. A lot of crawdads, when they come out, they have this color red to them, and it excites the bass when they see that. You do also have some that are blue. Again, that's where the blue color comes into play. A real good all-around color that seems to represent crawdad colors and baitfish colors is like a green pumpkin or a watermelon. Those represent them very good. Previous video where we had talked about a wacky rig, we were talking about using a baby bass. It's just this green with some black and some gold and some white mixed in there. Represents, again, something that the bass are going to be foraging on. Now, on the other side of that, I have been on lakes that do not have shad. They have nothing that would represent that white color, and I have picked up white spinnerbaits, white swim jigs, white chatterbaits, and absolutely hammered the fish on those. I've been on Kentucky Lake and down in the Tennessee area and fished what's called a Tennessee shad color. I have also used this way up in northern Wisconsin, in northern Illinois, and absolutely lit them up on this color. I think sometimes, this is my opinion, that the bass sees something a little bit different and it excites them. Not necessarily seeing the same color combinations over and over and over. I think sometimes changing it up to something that may not look like a regular forage will kind of excite them. So don't be afraid when you're out there. Yeah, you want to match what you have in that lake. If you got bluegill, if you've got perch and that kind of stuff, you're going to try to match some of that. But don't be afraid to switch it up with a color that maybe they've never seen before, and that just might trigger them. Well, I thank you for joining me talking about this today. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to throw those down below. You folks have yourself a great day.